Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. If you're doing this with me live, if you're doing it on a Friday on catch up, if not, happy day. I really hope you're good. I am so sorry I am a sweaty mess. I have just taught 3-in-1 dance aerobics where I've done salsa, I've done high-low, and I've done rave aerobics. Which was crazy, but lots of fun. So apologies that I am a bit of a sweaty Betty for this masterclass. So this is Love Your Core Masterclass, and I'm really excited to bring this to you because I want to give you as much information as I possibly can about effective core training and information as well, just about some nutrition information here and some of my most effective exercises. I am going to do this more from a kind of conditioning point of view, and I'm going to use quite chilled music, but we are going to do some intervals as well. So I'm going to be using the Mindful Bricks formula from HIIT 17. I'm using the Mind and Body Summer Chill at the moment. And also I'm going to be using Pilates Intervals 6 as well, where we're going to be taking 3 exercises, really effective, really strong, and we're going to be putting that together. Now, obviously, you could take all of these formats, all of these exercises, and you could be doing them to much more quicker paced music, which absolutely you can. But with this being a masterclass, I wanted you to be able to really focus on technique and focus on how you feel, and hopefully that's going to be feeling good. Wendy, good afternoon. Oh, bless you. Good for you. Time out in the garden. Nick, hello. How are we doing? Are we feeling good? I hope we are. So let me just turn that music off while I give you a bit of theory to start with. And I think this is really important for us as instructors to relay this information to our clients, but also to recognize this for ourselves. Look how sweaty I am. I'm so sorry. Looks disgusting. Okay. So gang, this area for a lot of people, it can be a nemesis. With regards to their abdominals, they often, will see the fact that there's skin that might be untoned and areas that might be problematic. And sometimes exercise on its own just doesn't do it. I delivered a workshop many moons ago, and some of you may have even been on it, where I did a session. It was the whole thing was all about abs, and I did loads and loads of formats of different abs, and then I did a bit of a theory session on abs and talking about abs being made in the kitchen. Hey, Andrea. It's going to be about 45 minutes to 50 minutes, my love. And I talked about abs being made in the kitchen, and it really is true. Somebody could be doing the most effective exercises. They could be training really hard. But if their food and their hydration is not in check, then essentially for them, they're not going to see any results. And I know for me personally, there's times where my abs look amazing. And then there's other times where they really don't look amazing. And a lot of that is to do with hormones. A lot of it is to do with hydration, if I'm dehydrated or not. A lot of it is again to do with I've maybe had some inflammatory foods, and that's caused an issue with regards to muscle tone on the abdominals. But not from just an aesthetic point of view, but I want to come at this as well from a very much a health point of view. So first of all, if somebody is holding a lot of visceral fat, so a lot of body fat around their center, that body fat is the most dangerous body fat. It's around your vital organs. So if someone's having a very inflammatory diet, they're putting lots and lots of inflammatory foods inside of them, it can then essentially, obviously, increase that visceral fat, but also increase the inflammation within the gut. And so many people suffer with inflammatory guts and they don't realize it. And it can cause back problems because it's putting excess pressure on the back. It can cause pelvic floor problems because it's putting excess pressure coming down into the pelvic floor as well. So we want to think about coming from this from a holistic approach. If somebody is looking to really love their core, they want to first of all address their nutrition and their hydration. If somebody's coming at this again from a point of view of maybe they've had a baby and they've had diastasis recti, where the split is more than 2 finger widths apart, and that hasn't regained, again, they need to come at it from a hydration and a nutrition point of view first, because if that's not in check, then essentially exercise will be pretty redundant. They won't be able to see a difference from there. So we need to make sure that we are hydrated, gang. And that hydration needs to come from obviously water, not so much inflammatory drinks. So, fizzy drinks, not going to be great. Caffeine, not going to be great either. It needs to come from water. And ideally as well, if you can add in some sparkling water. Sparkling water actually has got some really great benefits for bone density. And I know I've spoken about this before when I've done masterclasses and classes within my VIP group about bone health and about osteoporosis. But sparkling water does have a massive impact on bone health. And for me personally, osteoporosis runs in my family. I was also on the depot injection for a long time, which completely has a side effect of decreasing bone density and increasing osteoporosis. And sparkling water has a benefit for that because of the CO2 that's in it. So we kind of need to think about making sure our clients are hydrated. Muscles aren't going to effectively work when they're dehydrated. They don't contract properly. They essentially fatigue a lot quicker. So yeah, good, Andrea, do it. Sip lots of water. And I think we don't need to, you don't need to guzzle loads. Absolutely, like Andrea said, sipping is key. Somebody who downs loads and loads of water, they are going to feel bloated and they're probably going to look bloated as well, and maybe even possibly be sick. And that's the last thing you want when you're training them. So be aware of that as well. You don't want that to happen to anybody. Now, with regards to our nutrition, we also need to make sure that any inflammatory foods are reduced as much as possible. So things that are highly sugared, things that are, again, highly processed. Lots and lots of processed food is full of salt, and salt, again, can be very inflammatory and, again, make people feel like, they're bloated, and it's kind of that water retention that people struggle with, and we want to kind of diminish that. So making sure that you are reducing the amount of sugary intake, reducing the amount of processed foods, increasing, if possible, the amount of vegetables, things that have got natural ways to reduce bloating. So upping the green veggies. Be careful, though, of things like broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower, because that can sometimes cause bloating with people. So opt for spinach, opt for, your green beans, opt for your green leaves, those kind of things. They're going to be definitely much more beneficial. And also increasing our good fats from our oils, from our avocados, from our nuts, from our seeds, and having good quality protein, because we want these muscles to effectively work for us. What we also need to think about, gang, is not only from, like I said, from a health point of view of the visceral fat, but also from an internal health point of view of actually being able to really effectively engage these abdominals and have a real core, strong core center. So with regards to injury, if somebody has experienced a severe injury, maybe they've had a herniated disc, maybe they don't actually know what they've done, but they're struggling with regards to, injury that's to do with their back, maybe to do with their hips. then a strong core is going to be vital. And I think what we need to remember is that your core muscles aren't just the tummy. The core muscles make up the network of everything that ranges from your bottom, so your glutes, all the way up to your shoulder girdle. So we need to be able to stabilize shoulders effectively and have strong muscles around the scapula. We need to have strong back. We need to have strong glutes. We need to have strong hip flexors, internal, external obliques, as well as transverse and rectus abdominis. But within that, part and parcel of it, is we need to be able to breathe effectively as well. We need to get this diaphragmatic breath. Otherwise, we're again going to be setting ourselves up for failure. Because if you're not connecting your breath with your transverse abdominis and your pelvic floor, then you're only ever going to get to a certain degree with regards to your core strength. So I'm going to go through diaphragmatic breath. I'm going to talk about its engagement with pelvic floor and with transverse abdominis and how it's so effective. And also I'm going to talk about positioning of the body while we're working through our exercises. Gone are the days now where we rely wholly on sit-ups for working these muscles. We understand now, like I said, that, we need to have a whole strong network, and that network is going to stop us from getting injured. It's going to help us recover quickly if we are injured. It's going to support our daily life. It's going to improve our function, that we can do everyday tasks and we can get into our older adult life and remain fit and remain healthy and free from injury that's going to prevent us from being able to do what we want to do. We understand now that we absolutely work not just in a crunch format, but actually in extension. So when you take the bones further away from each other, you actually get a deeper, more contracted effect through the muscles, through the abdominals, through the internal, external obliques, through the back. So if we think about our rectus abdominis being like this band, if I do crunches all the time, you can see what actually happens to the muscles. They go naturally laxed. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't do crunches. We can, but we're going to have to work a hell of a lot harder to keep those muscles engaged and firm because they're not naturally engaging. They're naturally relaxing. Whereas if we do extension work, they naturally contract. So then we don't essentially have to work so hard to make the moves effective. So you'll see today that I'm going to be doing lots and lots of work where I'm taking the arms and legs further away. I'm going to be using an activation band. I'm going to be using a mini ball. I'm also going to be using weights to get a great training effect from there. And yes, we will do some crunch work, we'll do some isometric work, and we'll do some extension work. We'll be focusing on things being three-dimensional, fully functional, and this kind of cross-training effect. So rather than it just staying in one plane of motion, in one joint action, we're going to try and get everything moving in all joint actions. And we're also going to think about all directions. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. I hope you're going to get a lot from it. And obviously, if you want to do it with me, brilliant. If you don't want to do it with me and you just want to make notes, that's absolutely fine as well. I don't mind. All right. So gang, let's get started. So I'm going to pop the activation band and the ball there. And I want to just get hydrated first. Okie dokie. So I'm going to pop on some quite chilled music to start with while we're thinking about our alignment. Now, I know I've spoken about this when I do my pelvic floor work and pelvic floor information. If your pelvis is out of alignment, your pelvic floor is not going to be effectively engaged properly. So that's going to have a knock-on effect to how effective you can work. It also plays part and parcel because your pelvic floor makes up the very bottom part of the core. So again, it's going to have a knock-on effect coming up the body. So I'm just going to get you to stand with your feet, maybe hip distance, maybe wider. There's no law to say you've got to have them hip distance. Actually, to take your feet wider and turn your feet out is going to give you a greater range of movement and a greater external rotation of your hip. So from here, I'm going to then get you to think about slight bend on the knees, but we're going to rock our pelvis forward and back. And I want us to be aware that this neutral spine will change on a daily basis, and it's unique to us, so it changes all the time, but you can't compare yourself to anybody else. So don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare yourself to anyone in your class. I want you to rock your pelvis forward and back. Be aware of how that feels and how much movement you've got. All the way forward, we're going to say is point A. All the way back, we're going to say is point C. We're going to find our point B, somewhere in between. Now, when we've got that pelvis in our neutral, we're going to hold it there. And just think about that area being really nice and strong and stable. Lengthen up the rest of the body, grow tall, and let your shoulders relax. And then let's bring this attention to our breath. So maybe place the hands on the rib cage first. And gang, I want you to breathe into your rib cage. I want you to feel your hands expand as your ribs expand as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, I want you to feel them move back inwards. So take a moment to get that connection and then move the hand to the belly and do the same. So as you breathe in, you feel your belly expand. As you breathe out, you feel it move back in. And we really feel that connection on our out breath. As we exhale, we engage. We feel the muscles tighten, like a big belt around the waist. Exhale and release. Again, inhale. And this is known as diaphragmatic breathing. So you're utilizing your diaphragm because there's this direct correlation between your diaphragm and your transverse abdominis and your pelvic floor. So when your diaphragm contracts and moves down when you breathe in, your transverse abdominis and your pelvic floor naturally relax. That's not a bad thing. We want it to. We want every muscle to be able to contract and relax effectively. Now, when you exhale, your diaphragm relaxes, it naturally lifts up pelvic floor and engages transverse abdominis. So we're going to utilize the out breath more than ever. Good work. When you've got that going on, I want you to relax your shoulders. So if I turn side on, you can see me. I want you to work through, and you might be thinking, well, why is she starting with the shoulders? Because we're going to be working our core. Remember what I've said, that essentially it kind of is affected by everything from your shoulder scapula, your shoulder stability, right down to the lower half of your bottom. So let's move these shoulders round, big circles. And then go the other way when you're ready. So we circle round. Feel free to drop the head if you want to a little bit. Let that loosen off. Well done. Okay, so let's start to move laterally side to side. I want you to be aware of how that feels as you move from right to left. We want the whole of the back and the sides of the waist to be really nice and warm and effective. So we can take the arm over into a single arm, or if we're feeling good, we take it over into both arms. And still you're in neutral spine, still engaging the muscles in the abdominals as you take your arms over. Beautiful. Hands forward. Let's rotate right, left. I want you to allow your spine to release and open. Feel free if you need to let the hips move with you to start. And then as the back gets warmer, bring the pelvis so it faces forward and hip bones face forward. So we're not twisting through the hips, we're twisting through the back. Well done. One more each side. Good work. Release there. I'm going to bring you forward to a swoop and open. Head down, head back. Let that release. Fantastic. Head down, head back. Good work. Now from here, gang, take the legs wide and I want you to open out. Bring your body weight so it shifts from right to left. Push your bottom away. I want you to feel the stretch coming through your inner thighs. So I don't want the pelvis to be restricted in any way. I want you to be able to stretch and open as far as that feels good for you. Take the hands down to the floor if you want to. Okay, I'm going to switch this up a little bit. We're going to take it to the right. We're then going to take that foot and turn. We're then going to turn the back foot and drop. Lift up and extend through the abdominals, extend through the back. Now you could keep your knee off the floor if you want to. We can inhale, exhale, open. Inhale, exhale, open. Or you can drop the knee. And again, you've got this baby back bend here, opening up through your back. Well done. The abdominals stay nice and strong. They're naturally engaging. And then go back to your rock, side, side. Let that release and be aware of how that feels. Come over on the other side, turn the foot, turn the other foot, lift up. So remember, you can keep your knee down, and you can move through here, or you can lift the leg, if that works for you. Pressing through. Baby back bend into that extension. Squeeze the muscles in the bottom. Good work. Come back to center and forward. Perfect. So the hips should feel really nice and loose. Got that going on. Bring your feet under your hip bones or maybe wider again. We're going to focus on the extension. So from here, I'm going to start to lift. Opposite arm to leg. Baby back bend activating and squeezing the muscles in the bottom. So I'm leading with my thumb back to get a little bit more scapular retraction. Good work. Flex the foot to engage the glutes more. So you're firing that up. Now, can you take both arms? Lift. I'm staying side on so you can see my back alignment. You've got this back going into our extension, but I'm not hyperextending. I'm staying strong through my glutes. As I do it, I'm not just going to let myself go. Now, same arm, same leg. So I never want you to be thinking that you only work in opposition. You can absolutely do same arm, same leg. But after you've done lots of extension work, it's important to bring it through. Hands on thighs, push forward. Come into your lovely long spine and then roll up. Inhale, exhale, roll the shoulders. You can either lift to the ceiling, baby back, bend back if you wish. Inhale, exhale, and come through. Well done. So let's lean forward and feel that stretch coming through. Inhale, exhale, and rise. Lift up. Let your back really move. Inhale, exhale. Press through. And then roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Good work. Take a little twist and release the back. Okay, so I want to take ourselves into, first of all, some standing ab work, and we're going to do it in an interval format. This is where I'm going to use the Mindful Bricks mix from HIIT 17. So, and then I'm going to do some standing weighted ab work as well. So with the Mindful Bricks gang, we're going to do 4 exercises, 45 seconds of each one. They'll go one after the other. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to take the legs wide, hands to the head. We're going to drop and then reach. Now stay on one side. Drop and reach. Good work. So you've got this oblique crunch coming down. Bend through the knees. Right on the side of the body. Let me turn side on. Opening up that space. So I'm reaching with my elbow down and then my hand. And you'll notice, because you can see me side on, I'm not leaning too far forward or too far back. We go on the other side. Ready? So we go here. And it's really important to add in, a combination of standing ab work as well as floor-based. So again, from a side profile, we're here. I'm trying to keep my pelvis in neutral after what I've said to you earlier. So try not to let that bottom stick back. And you're squeezing the muscles in the glutes as you do it. So you're rocking down on that side. Good work. Okay, so from here, bring the right leg forward, left leg back. We're going to figure of 8. I'm bending through my knees and I'm twisting. That leg that's back, the hip flexor is open. We're getting this rotational work here. So when we were moving laterally, we're in frontal plane. This rotation here in transverse plane. So big rotations through. You've got one leg forward, the other leg back. If I turn side on, you can see my heel is off.
Exercise 4.
Now change the legs over.
In 4, 3.
Again, hands together.
1.
Make sure your feet are quite far apart, gang. And twist. Good work, press. So you can bend the knees as much as you need to into that position. Well done. Stay strong as we twist. Fantastic. Pull through. That's it. Back heel is off. Turn it round.
Take a 30-second rest.
Good effort.
In 4, 3, 2.
Well done. Give your legs a shake. Grab a weight, gang. So I want to do a block, exactly what we've done, 4 exercises, but we're going to use more weighted standing abs, okay? So hopefully you're feeling all right. Weight is going to go down and you're going to lift into your wood chop. So down,
Get
lift.
ready.
Are we ready?
Exercise 1.
Get set.
In 4, 3,
Legs go as wide as you need to.
1.
You're going to turn and lift. Down and lift. Now bend that knee as that weight comes down. And then when you turn up, turn your foot so your heel lifts into that wood chop. Crunch, extend. That's it. Press through. Really nice. You can work at your own pace and tempo.
Exercise 2.
So we're going to go on the other side.
4.
Take the weight down on the left, then left. Down, lift. Good work. Exhale it away. Push. I'm turning and rotating that hip. Yeah, so it's here, down, here. And obviously you could do this without a weight if you wanted to. Your choice. Squeeze. Good effort. Lift. Very nice.
Exercise 3.
So what we're going to do is we're going to imagine
In 4,
a cross
3, 2, 1.
X. Bend the knees. Pull it in. It's here. In. You've got to keep that pelvis in neutral. Squeeze and activate the glutes. Fire up through the abdominals. And stay super strong. Well done. Press through. Now the next one, gang, we're going to do is going to be more for the back and the glutes. Hold the weight in both hands.
3, 2,
We're going to take this up, engage, inhale, exhale, flex your foot, lift. You've got that shoulder retraction, scapula working. Remember what I said, how important that is? So if I turn back, there you can see shoulders are pressing away. Foot comes underneath. This doesn't have to be quick at all. Nice and controlled. Exhale.
30-second rest.
Beautiful.
In 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, gang, I'm coming down to the floor. It's really important to give your back just chance to recover and release. So feel free to round up and through. I want you to grab your activation band. You're going to pop it around your thighs. So the next little block is going to be more for our back and glutes. But we're using the activation band to really fire up.
In 4,
Hands under shoulders, knees under hips.
1.
And I've got Superman. You might be thinking, well, we know Superman, Kelly, so much, but don't forget it. It's such a good move. And again, with regards to anyone going through rehabilitation, if they've had any problems with regards to their backs, Superman is such a great move to help. For your ladies who are returning back after pregnancy, once they've kind of almost been classed as no more postnatal, depending on what they've been doing, this is also great.
3, 2,
Okay, so we're going to stay up, pulse, then lower. I lift up and pulse. Really getting that glute engagement. Lift, pulse. Lower down. So we're really thinking about that lateral breathing, that diaphragmatic breath. Lift up and squeeze. Good work. Up, press, flex the foot. Good stuff. Have we got it?
Exercise.
I'm going to bring the
3,
knee to the side into a fire hydrant.
3,
The other arm is going to lift up. So we've got this glute engagement here. I'm firing up pelvic floor because I'm opening up the pelvis. I'm working through my glutes, but especially the side of the glutes. My lower back is working. My abdominals are working. I'm lifting and lowering that leg. Hand to the front is increasing that stability. And I've got shoulder scapular stability here. Take the lock off the elbow. Make sure there's no hypermobility in that elbow. If there is, you're going to be working in your joints, not your muscles.
Exercise 4.
So we're going to change this over to the other side. Hand under, hand forward,
1.
lift. So really think about making sure that supporting arm is strong and stable. I want you to feel your lats engage. Feel your shoulder blades engage. As you're here, put tension into the muscles. Extend the arm. Use your breath. Exhale out. Inhale lower. And every time you exhale, you focus on that engagement through the abdominals, through the outer thigh, through the bottom.
Take a
Well done.
30-second rest. In 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good work. Okay, keeping the activation band on, we're going to use it for a little bit more of a stronger pelvic floor exercise whilst we're working through the abdominals. So gang, I'm going to bring you into more of a seated position. We're going to grab a weight. We're going to roll back. When we come up, we're going to twist.
Exercise 1.
Are we ready? Push against the band.
2, 1.
So we're going to roll. Come back as far as you wish. Come up, lift, twist. And again, I'm going to stay to one side. I'm in no rush. Lift and twist. Now, obviously, if someone couldn't come all the way down into the floor, you could just go halfway. The weight above the head, making you work a little bit harder. You've got that full extension. Then the twist, incorporating the obliques. You've got shoulder scapular stability.
Exercise 2.
Gang, we're going to come up, change sides. Ready?
1.
Go. Roll down. Hands above the head. When you roll down, make sure you're coming into neutral spine. So you're not coming into hyperextension. You're coming into your neutral. Now the band is pushing against the thighs, making that work harder for us. So thighs are being pushed against. They're having to get some isometric resistance there. Superb. Coming down.
Exercise 3.
Okay, come down into the floor.
In 4.
Legs up, tabletop, back in neutral. We've got the activation band on and we're working through on one side. We've got the weight in our hands and it's going back. So again, here, I'm working through extension. And I said to you, we will be doing some stuff where we're crunching, some stuff where we're twisting, some stuff where we're isometrically holding, and some stuff where we're extending. You are taking that away. There's no change in the back. There's no change in the abdominals. We're careful of this supporting knee as well.
Exercise 4.
We're going to change sides. Are you ready?
3, 2.
Change sides. So gang, this knee needs to stay over the hip bone, not come in too close. And there's a real tendency to allow it to come in when you get tired. So use the other hand if you want, the heel of the hand away, just to push away and get those abdominals to fire. So you're flexing the foot and staying really nice and strong as you do it. So we've got this double whammy here with the band and with the weight. Nasty,
Take a
nasty.
30-second rest.
Good stuff.
In 4, 3, 2.
Brilliant. We're going to take the band off. We're going to grab the other weight. I'm still going to bring you back into supine. So from this position here, again, we're going to activate through the abdominals in different directions. So I'm going to bring my hands up and my legs up tabletop. I'm going to open my arms out into a pec fly and extend the leg away. So there's a deep connection and control that's got to happen here. Again, you can flex your foot. The arm's going wide. There's an extra strain there on the body to have to keep yourself in this beautiful alignment. Relax the neck and head as you press away. The weights with the hands is obviously helping with a little bit of shoulder scapular stability. It's also working through the chest. So again, we're going to take our feet down, leave the arms wide. You're going to come up and down. We go wide to narrow. So I did say to you there will be some crunch stuff going on. I'm making it effective. Opening it here. Fantastic. Exhale. Now, if I wanted to, I could make that harder. As I come up, I could extend one leg and then come up and extend the other leg. Feel free to give those a go if you wish. Inhale, exhale.
Exercise 3.
Okay, place one weight in one hand. Lift the legs up. We're going to move the opposite leg.
1.
It's away and in. So we're just staying on one side. You're going to take that leg away and the arm opens and it's slow. Supporting knee, stay strong, no change. Now gang, if I wanted to, I could do both legs with that one hand. Exhale it away, no change in the back, no change in the abdominals. But one leg is just as effective. You've got this almost diagonal pull through the body, which is making you work so much harder.
Exercise 4.
So we change over
In
sides.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We exhale it away. Inhale back. Exhale away. Inhale back. So again, we could stay with either opposite arm to leg and the arm is going out, or we could go with both legs. Super controlled. See how that feels for you as you move. Can you maintain that position through the abdominals? Are you working here? Hope you are.
Take a 30-second rest.
Well done.
In 4, 3, 2, 1.
Great work. So gang, I'm bringing you to a seated position. We're going to be taking the ball back behind us. We're going to be pulling in nice and strong, extending through the arms, and I'm going to be starting to fire up through the abdominals. Again, I'm going to get you to think about lots of different directions, what's good for you. So gang, from here, I'm going to open the arms out,
3.
but now take my right arm up and extend the
Last
legs.
phase.
So I've got one arm up, one arm out. We extend the legs. Nice and strong. Now we could stay here, which is fine, or we can move the arm that's out. A bit more of a distraction. We could move the arm that's up. Even more of a distraction.
Exercise 2.
So let's do this on the other
In
side.
4, 3, 2,
Ready?
1.
Push away with the legs. So the legs are extended. One arm out, one arm forwards. So I can move that arm up and down as I press the legs away. And when I take the arm up when my leg goes out, it's much harder than if I was to do it the other way like I did earlier. We can hold that arm up. We can move the other arm out.
Exercise 3.
Good work.
In 4,
Okay, gang, take a breather. You're going to go on a diagonal.
1.
Out and change. Squeeze the muscles in the abdominals and open out and through. Well done. You're on that diagonal. Remember, you never arch over the ball. Instead, you push back onto it, fire up those abdominals. So the ball can really help with engagement here, working through. Super strong. That's it. So open those arms out. Press through.
Exercise 4.
We're going to push back onto the ball.
2.
We're going to extend one leg, take the arms up, little pulses out. I am trying to distract my beautiful alignment with this pulse. Now I could be here and I could be pulsing here instead. Change the legs over. So if there's any issues with regards to shoulders or people just don't want to work so hard, be here. Otherwise, you're up. Palms are in, scapular retraction, thumbs back, and squeeze. Good work. You could do it without the legs, just the arms. Very nice. Stay strong.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Good work.
You have reached the end
Oh
of
my
your
gosh, I
workout.
hope you're feeling this.
Well
Now,
done.
we're just going to do a couple more little intervals. This is going to be using Pilates 6 instead, where I'm going to do some triceps. Feel free to grab a drink, gang. You are doing fantastic. Okay, so we're going to do 3 exercises, one after the other. And I'm going to bring this in now to some more
Your training begins in
into some more planks. So gang,
1.
I'm just going to take that back. So we're coming through. We're going to stabilize through our shoulder blades. Lengthen the legs away, engage the muscles in the abdominals. Exhale, lift. I really need you to flex that foot and squeeze the muscles in the bottom. So many people just lift the leg and they lift it and they don't think about what they're doing. I really need you to lift the leg and squeeze and engage. Shoulders away from the ears. Neck is long. Holding strong.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Good. Push back. Take a little bit of a breather. Release there.
Ready.
We're coming up. This time, I'm going to take a hamstring curl. Ready? Nice and strong.
1.
Let's go. In and away. Flexing the foot. So it's so much more effective if you can actually engage the muscles in the bottom, back of the legs. While you do this, you're going to get much better training effect coming through.
Halfway there.
So nice and strong here. Stay with it. You're doing great. Come on the elbows if you need to. Working strong.
3, 2,
Good work. Release. Okay, come onto your side. Elbow down.
get ready.
Take your top leg behind you. You're going to lift up to a side plank.
3,
Nice and strong. And we're going to pull the knee in. Well done. So you're in this side plank position. Moving that lower leg. Hip is off the floor.
halfway there.
Fire that up. I'm changing the leg. And I'm going to lift and lower. Lift. Squeeze. You're doing great. Nearly there.
4, 3, 2,
Release and change. Woo. Coming over on the other side. Sit
get
gang.
ready.
We're here. Leg back behind you.
4,
Going to lift this lower leg.
2,
Pulling in
1.
into that side plank position. Nice and strong. So then when we change it, we do that kind of inner thigh lift. Really firing up the inner thighs as well. Play a huge role with your core strength. There it is. We lift from there. Bottom is off the floor. Hand can be high or hand can be over.
3, 2,
Good work. Push back. So a couple of my favourite plank variations. Come down on the elbows. You can do this on the knees. You can do it with your knees off. You can choose.
2,
Engage the muscles in the abdominals. We're going to reach forward. So again, we're extending that arm away. Isometric work here. Try not to rock and roll. Keep the elbows wide, keep the knees wide. On the halfway, I'm going to change this.
halfway there.
I'm going to take the arm out. Exhale it away. There. Press.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Push back. Gang, I've got one more for you. Just one more, then we're done. Yeah? So we're here.
Ready.
We're going to bring our knee to the side into our lovely Spider-Man.
4,
Halfway, we'll change that into our little rock.
1.
So we're here. Pull the knee. So we're focusing on exhaling, utilizing the breath each time. Abdominals strong. Remember, you can come down on the elbows.
Halfway there.
Okay, feet wide, drop the hip. Down, center. Go again.
4, 3, 2,
And release. Well done. Sink back. My gosh. So again, feel free just to release your back. Roll up.
4,
Release.
3, 2,
Take some time just through the spine. So I really hope that that's been worthwhile. I hope that's been helpful, gang. You understand the importance of working through back, the glutes, the changing of direction, this deeper core connection,
halfway there.
the use of the equipment, the weights, the activation band, the ball, but also making it a holistic approach. The importance of hydration, the importance of nutrition.
1.
Come back. The importance as well, gang, of our positioning,
Ready.
of our pelvis, and also of our
4, 3,
breath.
2,
We take the right arm up and the left, right hand forward and the left, right palm in and the left. Give yourselves and each other a super round of applause. Thank you so much. No problem, Wendy. That's awesome. She said, I just need to start
halfway
Zoom.
there.
Awesome, no problem. Thank you so much. I hope that was beneficial, gang. Hope that was helpful. Any questions that you've got going on with regards to the information that I gave you or any of the exercises, don't hesitate to contact me. Otherwise, thank you for your energy. Thank you for your attention and your support as always. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.